What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another amazing and impactful episode of the True Health Forever podcast, where we tell our best life through the lens of holistic health. Of your host, right? I feel like when we take our time with it, we hit it. We lock eyes, you know what I'm saying? It's crispy. Yeah. I'm your host, Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, and currently with a broken jaw. And as usual, I have with me, I'll give you some context later. It hurts. As usual, I have with me the beautiful, the smiling, the curl-rific need for speed queen herself. Don't you? Oh, you go track like you don't be speeding. That's what we're gonna do today on the podcast. You gonna start off like that?
I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, party people? My name is Sinclair, aka
The Health Nerd.
And apparently, I do. I am a I am a safe speeder. Meaning, I do speed, but I don't go crazy above the speed limit. But I do it in a safe way, right?
I believe you, Sinclair.
You were in the car. Anyways,
I'd be scared, to be honest with y'all. So a little bit of context. I was playing basketball today, and it's really my fault because I usually don't play basketball on Saturdays, Queen.
I thought I was like, where's?
Yeah, I usually don't even hoop.
You should have known.
I should have known, right? I should have stayed my butt out of there. I lost 4 games, only won 2. It was an atrocious run. But my Fitbit alarm went off, and I was up. So I was like, if I'm up, I might as well go play.
Side note, turn off your Fitbit alarms. This man has a Fitbit alarm at like 5 a.m. every single day. Anyways, go ahead.
So yeah, I was playing basketball, ran in for a rebound, and got just uppercutted with an elbow. I don't even know what dude was doing, throwing an elbow like this. Or maybe he was jumping to get the rebound. I don't know, but that just rocked my jaw, and I couldn't talk for like an entire game. Still played, clearly lost that game, but still played. And then like 2 games later, I got hit with another elbow, this one to the side. Pow! I was like, oh goodness gracious. So long story short, it might not seem like my jaw hurts, but my jaw hurts. So the queen may be carrying us this episode. We'll see. But so let me choose my words wisely for the rest of this episode. I was looking at a post from Anissa, right? And Anissa been on it lately on the IG game. Like she's been posting some good inspirational stuff. But she posted a picture of herself, bikini picture on the beach. And she put in the post that she wasn't, at a place in her health journey on where she wanted to be. But what I loved about the post was she went in detail about like what she's still been able to accomplish with the body and with the health that she does have. Right. So I think a lot of people sometimes they'll do a post like that and just make excuses or complain about things. But she was like 100% positive, and I even put inside the post like, wow, I love this energy. And she was like, this body got me through a global pandemic. This body got me through my first year of marriage. This body put me through my licensing to become what is she? A psychiatrist. Like she's just named all the things that she was able to still accomplish with this body and with this health. But then at the end, she was like, but don't get used to this body or something like that. So that kind of put me into the mindset of how are we reframing the struggles that we're going through? How are we reframing and trying to shift into a growth mindset when we go through a loss, when we go through maybe a tough time in our life? How can we, again, just reshape that to actually make progress rather than either making excuses or trying to point the fingers at other things, other people that justify where we are today. So that's kind of the mindset that I'm going into, Queen.
Yep.
You good with that? Cool.
Let's do it.
What'd you put in this chia pudding?
It's fire, right? Oh,
it's
or not.
It's cool. It has an interesting.
You were saying that because it was really good.
It's chocolatey.
Yeah, it's the new Organifi Harmony.
Organifi. I'm gonna need y'all to talk to me before you make any type of flavor decisions. Okay, that one. Anyway, Queen, you ready to get into it?
Yeah.
Hey, it's all good. You doctored it up. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the episode.
I don't like chocolate, but I like cacao.
Your husband. Oh.
I also really like you. I love you as well. But anyways, we talked about like the difference between chocolate, like milk chocolate is a little much. Cacao, like where it actually comes from, I don't mind that. It's got a different flavor to it. Anywho, well, I digress. So today we're talking about growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to first start with what is growth mindset. And you know, it's a lot of people talk when you talk about growth mindset, you feel like you're talking about it in comparison to a fixed mindset.
Mm-hmm. And you're not?
I mean, yes, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, we are. So fixed mindset being like, I am who I am. People don't change, right? I feel like I've heard a lot of people throughout my life have that mindset.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yes, you know, I've been doing this for 50 years. I ain't changed.
Why is that just like the standard old person voice? Right. I've been doing this. We respect our elders, yes, I promise you.
But yeah, I've heard like, you know, people don't change. But I fundamentally believe that people do and can change, right? With the right habits, with the right mindset. I feel like that's really step 0 is you have to have the right mindset and then the rest will come. So I think we have a graphic that shows a little quote on what growth mindset is. So let's pop that up and that can kind of guide our discussion. But basically it says, in a growth mindset, people believe that their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work.
Dedication. Whoa.
Brains and talent are just the starting point, right? So kind of breaking it down, people believe that in their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. So basic abilities, like what would be some basic abilities that you think can be developed through dedication and hard work?
Reading,
writing,
podcasting,
literally any skill you have.
A sport.
Right. Yeah. I feel like it's the mindset.
Dance.
Right. The mindset that like practice makes perfect. Yes. Right. Type of thing, or practice makes growth, even if you don't believe that perfection exists.
Practice makes progress.
I like that one. Practice makes progress.
Okay. Okay.
So I know an example for me is that, you know, I think when I think about my journey in the entrepreneurial world.
Oh, you're diving right into your example. Huh?
Oh, my bad.
That's what you want. You wanted. Let's break down growth mindset a little bit further.
Okay.
Before you step into the pedestal of growth minds of your own personal experiences. So, what does practice look like for you?
I feel like it's developing a routine. Like decide whatever it is you're trying to progress, right? And develop a routine that's going to get you there. So, you know, if you are an athlete, you got to practice your drills. You got to practice your dribbling. You got to practice your...
Listen, the way that you dribble
Shut up.
Like this. Woo, I'll still pick you on my team though, Sinclair.
Thanks.
Anytime.
You got to practice your dribbling. You got to practice your shooting. You got to practice your offense, your defense, yes, all that stuff. So like for entrepreneurship, right? You got to practice your communication. You got to practice your time management. That is a huge one for me.
Oh my gosh. Yes,
especially if you're like us, when you're trying to do it on top of a full-time job. If time management is critical. Facts. And I feel like that's been a personal struggle for me, is how to optimize the time that you do have, because it is so precious and so limited. We be doing a lot. The other things that I have to practice are not letting my emotions get the best of me.
So there's time management, and then there's self-management. What is that? Emotional management.
It's just, I feel like it's basically like discipline. Because I feel like, and I like, I know we mention it a lot, but it's because I listen to it every single day. I'm pretty sure we both listen to it every single day. But the Secret to Success podcast with E.T., CJ, Carl, Jamal, all of them.
Squad.
I love CJ's quote where it's discipline kicks in when motivation runs out, or something like that. And I like that because that's what I start to tell myself. And I feel like I do think that it is slightly a millennial mindset of like, we always think that we need to like what we're doing in the moment. Right? Which I think in the grand scheme of things, like whatever your career or your purpose is going to be, you should like it. I do believe that.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that every single day you are going to like it. Right. There's going to be times when it's tough and you're not going to want to do that. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
And I had a kind of a point on that riff, right? So I think it's two things. It's one, the fact that in our generation, instant gratification is the norm. That's a part of our culture. What the item doesn't ship in 2 days? Get out of here. What?
Unprofessional.
Right. This is the worst service I ever had. It took me 5 days to get my board game. If you don't get off Facebook complaining about this 5-day shipping. But there's that, right? Is if you don't have an app, like if I can't order it on my phone, I'm good off of it. So I think the fact that we want what we want as soon as possible kind of hurts that long-term grind for it. Yeah. And the second thing is we care, and I think I'm including myself in this, but I'm starting to get a little bit better. We care so much about people, what people think, and we've never even met that person. Right. Like one of my Black Study snacks, I did it on Cleopatra. And in the video, I clearly put, and obviously you can see I'm still a little hurt, right? I clearly said that, Cleopatra's kind of race and ethnic origin as a Black queen is still a little bit questionable. Yeah. Someone on there put, this guy doesn't know anything about Cleopatra. She's clearly not an African queen. And actually, I was just like, oh my God. And I was about to type back and I was like, no, Devon, relax. Right. You don't even know if that's a real person, first of all. Right.
It could be a bot.
It could be 100% a bot. Whether they're a real person or not, they can still be a bot. So I feel like we care. That's kind of a bar.
Sorry, go ahead.
Listen. But I feel like we care so much about people think. We don't want to release anything that's could get not bashed on, but for the lack of better words, like if it's not perfect and someone's like, oh, that board game's trash. Oh, that dance move you did was trash. Oh, Devon, you're out there playing basketball. You're terrible. We're afraid of what people are saying rather than working up towards something. We want to start at the praise.
Right.
We want the first time we release something to be praiseworthy. I feel like that's just not usually how it goes unless you're a natural born genius. But even then, you still need to continue to develop that. So yeah, we're going to talk through a little bit. I do have so the book that we're going to go through, not go through in details, but Growth Mindset by Dr. Carol. How do you say this last name? Dweck? Or is it just Weck?
Dweck.
Listen, Dweck. Carol D. Carol D. So a quote right here, and then we'll shift over to talk about the Queen's example. But grow your mindset. Think about your hero. Do you think of this person as someone with extraordinary abilities who achieves with little effort? Right? I've always think about that. I feel like when we think about heroes, and who's your favorite Avengers hero?
I feel like you've asked me this. I don't know if I have one. I have multiple, but I do like Tony Stark.
Why?
Because I see where you're going here. He is human.
Which means?
He's relatable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I could do that.
Right.
If I had the ability to create the whole Iron Man suit. But yeah, I feel like it makes it more relatable. Everybody else has like superhuman capabilities. So it's like, I can't really relate to that. I'm not an alien. I'm human.
Right. And I think taking that step further, because my favorite is also Tony Stark / Black Panther. But Tony Stark has a level of vulnerability because he's human in a world of superheroes. 2, you see him bleed. You see his literal effort when he's being a superhero. Thor's over here flying, throwing hammers, bringing down lightning. And Tony Stark, yes, he has all his technology, but at the end of the day, like his stuff gets damaged. Sometimes the face mask comes off. When he was battling Thanos, you see literally blood coming through. So it's like you see the effort. And I feel like in that kind of battle and seeing someone's like true emotions and putting 120, 150%, they become your favorite. You start to put them up on a pedestal because you're like, dang, I wish I can try like that.
Deep. Not I wish I could do that, but I wish I could try like that. I wish I could triumph like that.
Right, because at the end of the day, Tony Stark, I mean, rest in peace, even though it's a fake, though it's a fake world. That's how real Avengers gets. It's like R.I.P. Tony Stark, he's no longer here. But yeah, the fact that he died, I mean, yes, he was successful in a way, but he also died. So like at the end of the day, it's like, dang, Are you willing to try
Right.
that much, 200, 2,000% to put it on the line to possibly fail?
And sorry, we're getting really deep into this Avengers. But
rename the podcast.
But even if you think about the movie, right? In the movie, he even is so vulnerable to the point where like he's battling his own selfishness. Right? Because he didn't even want to do it. He's like, I got my family, I got my kid, I got my, like, I'm good. I realize everybody else lost something, but I'm good. And you're asking me to give this up for the greater good. And he battles with that. And I feel like we all as humans felt that too. And it's like, oof. But he ended up doing it anyways. And I feel like that's that triumph again. And then pays the ultimate sacrifice. So I feel like he does, he's almost painted as the ultimate hero in that way. Not because he didn't struggle, but because you see all of his very human struggles and he does it anyways.